going? This is Alex from Chelsea Grin, and you're listening to Metal Mutilation on WMHB with Brutal Brian and Metal Nate.
What's up? This is Metal Nate.
And this is Brutal Brian.
And we are here with Andrew from Chelsea Grin. How are you doing?
Sick.
Sick. How's the All-Star Tours going for you guys?
It's good, man. Tiring. It's long days.
How was yesterday? You were in were you guys in New York or something yesterday?
Yeah, Poughkeepsie, New York. It was sick. We showed up late. Our bus broke down, so I had to use other people's equipment and stuff. But the show was pretty fun when we got there. It was a good time.
When you say your bus broke down, was that this bus that we're in right now, or was that a different one?
It is this one. Yeah, the radiator blew, or was it a radiator? Yeah, radiator. Something went out and got trapped on the freeway. Had to have the bus towed, and good times.
Well, I'm glad you guys are okay. It wasn't like an accident or anything.
Yeah, it was fun.
And your new album, My Damnation, just came out July 19th.
Yeah.
And how have fans been responding to the new material on tour?
On tour, they're doing great. Live shows, it's been awesome. I mean, even buying the CD. The CD is a lot different than Desolation. It was written differently. It was just, I think every band, when they put out a new CD, you're going to have people that love it or hate it, no matter what you do. So, and that's just how we deal with it.
Okay. And I was wondering, what was the writing process like this? Because you guys just put out Desolation of Eden last year, like a year and a few months ago. And this is your second album already.
Yeah, it is. Desolation of Eden, we were kind of idiots and just went in it, wrote the whole CD in a month, and it came out what it came out, and we were happy with the product. And then My Damnation is basically the same thing. We took about a month and a half to write it. Really, didn't have much time to do anything. But as far as writing this new one, we wanted it to be a lot more raw and to keep us involved instead of trying to do any studio magic and stuff. It just kind of came out.
Okay.
The way it is.
And did you write a lot of this new material on the road, since you had such a short time in between this album and the previous Desolation of Eden?
No, that's what I'm saying. When we were home, we wrote the whole album when we were home it was actually during Christmas time and everything, so we didn't get much time to do a whole lot. But we were actually lucky to have that break because we've been touring so much. And it was definitely pushed for time, for sure.
Okay. And I'll ask him about the lyrical content.
Yeah, because don't talk to me about that. I don't know anything about that stuff.
And actually, while I was thinking, do you think we could pull these up? That would probably fix the whole light issue. There's like a drawstring right here.
Is there?
Yeah.
No, they're on a rod. There you go.
Oh, sick. There we go. Light issue fixed.
No.
Oh.
Light issue.
No, it seems to be working fine just like this.
Oh, it is?
Like
okay,
this.
even better. Okay, we'll continue this way.
Alright, that's gonna stay up.
It'll stay up. It just takes it a second to lock in place. These ones kind of...
Like trick shades.
Maybe it won't.
I like the shades on the shades, though. That was...
Oh, come on, bitch.
Yeah. Cool. So as far as musicianship goes on the new album, every aspect of Chelsea Grin that was on Desolation of Eden seems to be taken to the next it's okay. The next level. How did you was there any pressure involved in that? On you guys? Did you feel pressured at all to put out a really strong follow-up album to that?
I don't know if it was so much more pressured. I think every band definitely wants to show they're growing, as far as playing their instruments skill-wise. And I would say that, just with constant touring, no matter who you are, if you're playing every day, you're going to get better at what you do. And so, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think My Damnation is a huge leap compared to Desolation of Eden as far as musicianship and the writing itself in the CD. But, that's the end.
Okay. In the final track of on the record My Damnation, you have Phil Bozen from Whitechapel. All Hail the Fallen King is the song. He's doing guest vocals. How did you guys get him on that track, and what was that like, having him in the studio with you guys?
Getting him on the track was an awesome. Everybody wanted him on the track, but he didn't come to our studio. We actually sent some of our material to him, and he kind of wrote his whole part was written by him, all his lyrics and everything. So
oh wow,
he did that in his home state while we were in a different state, and we just kind of worked with different studios and sent stuff to each other, and that's how that came apart. And yeah, it's an awesome thing. We toured shortly after with him, and it was good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds great. You haven't played that yet with him live though?
We have.
Oh, you have?
We have. We played it on 2 shows. I think there's one video on YouTube about it. But yeah, we played it live with him. It was good.
Any plans to do that again if the opportunity arises?
I'm sure if the opportunity arises. You know, it's hard to have 2 bands, especially, you know, 2 bands that are touring non-stop. You're always going different directions. So if we meet up in the same area, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, and you released your album last year, Desolation Being, on Artery Records. How has it been being on Artery? I've heard nothing but good things about them.
Yeah, Artery Records has been a phenomenal label for us and a management company. I have not one bad thing to say about that company. They're amazing people to work with. Our manager's great. Eric Rushing's great. You know, Mike Milford. Everything about that company is, they treat bands the way they should be treated, and that's all there is to it. You know, all these other shitty companies that are out there that are trying to just take over and take the money and not making it so the musician and the band can live. It's really shitty. So they don't do that. They always look out for the band. They're awesome.
Okay. And you guys just announced for the Artery Foundation Across the Nation tour, and you're with Miss May I think Abandon All Ships.
Abandon All Ships.
And Chunk, no Captain Chunk or something. I actually just saw them last night, or 2 nights ago. This won't be your first European tour, right? You guys have already been over there.
No, this is our first
European
your first? tour. Yeah, we've had to cancel, I don't even know how many times.
Oh, with Asking Alexandria?
Askings, we canceled with them. We had to cancel with just some other tours that were booked, and they weren't announced yet. Yeah, this is going to be our first one. We're really excited about it. You know, a little nervous at the same time. We don't know how Europe is. Everybody says it's different and better or worse, and so we'll see how it is. Pretty stoked.
Cool. So it has to be a major milestone for you guys. Is there anywhere else that, like, have you ever made it anywhere else outside of the U.S., like Mexico or Australia or anything yet?
We haven't made it anywhere. The only place out of the U.S. is, of course, Canada.
Oh, that doesn't count. No, I'm just
yeah, which is
Hey, I'm part Canadian. I can make fun of it.
But that's the only place.
Okay. And you guys are all still really, really young. Is it ever weird being on tour with really old bands, or just older bands? Like, I Rest the Brave Ones, they're not old. I shouldn't say that, but they're like not in their early 20s like you guys are.
Yeah, but you know, as far as touring itself goes, everybody, when you start touring, it doesn't really matter the age. If you've been on the road for so long, you start to know how it is and adapt to it. So everybody just treats, you know, each other with the same amount of respect that you should, and it's not awkward at all. I mean, our first, you know, national tour was with the Red Chord, and those guys were, you know, however old.
Like in their 30s, right?
Maybe some of them, I think. Yeah, you know, awesome dudes. They just, you know, treated us like brothers and kind of showed us the ropes, and I think that was an awesome start. I can't say that they like our music too much, but you know, that's all right. You know, people have their opinions about music, so that's what it is.
Okay, and are there any bands on this tour that you've been really excited to get to check out live or hang out with or party with or whatever?
You know, I think there's a ton of them. I personally, for us, it was After the Barrels. It's an awesome band. Amir, you know, Amir's, all of them are such nice guys. Alisana, you know, believe it or not, heavy bands do like other bands. So I think every band on this tour is awesome, and I have not. It's been cool to really get to watch and see everybody. I think everybody's live shows are different, and it really brings out the band to whether you like them or not. You know, you can't ever really judge a band just by if they play a breakdown or if they sing. It's just pretty stupid. That's my opinion.
Okay. Do you guys ever feel limited by the deathcore label that you've been given by a lot of like media and listeners and in general?
You know, I wouldn't say that. I don't know. Deathcore, metal, death metal, whatever it is, you know, it's the same thing. It's metal. We're playing music. That's how I look at it. But some people have their strong feelings on that. I wouldn't say we feel limited about it. No.
So you just sort of you're not afraid to sort of reach out of those out of like the typical like deathcore genre, like cliches or norms or whatever.
Not at all. You know, maybe I wouldn't say it's gonna happen, but shit, there's no reason a band can't experiment and do their things. That's what we're all here to do, and is to jam and play our instruments and write. I think if one album we decide we want to have a, you know, group part where we sing, you know, whoop-de-doo, at least we're having fun and doing what we're doing. That's how I look at it. I don't think it'll ever happen, but that's just how it is, you know.
Fair enough. Is there anything, before I get to some other questions, is there anything else you want to say about My Damnation?
No, I don't know.
To fans like who maybe haven't picked it up yet?
Not really. AK would be better on that one.
We gotta get him in here.
Yeah,
Where's he
go
at?
get him.
Okay, I'll pause this.
I'm bad at those kind of questions. I just freeze. Just so you know.
It's okay.
AK, come on, you wanna come? Do you they any questions about your lyrics and shit, bro? And it's a video.
That's okay, we can edit it. So.
You have the spotlight.
Alright.
How's it going?
What's up, man?
So I was wondering if you could discuss the lyrical themes on My Damnation, and I was wondering if you would consider it to be a concept album.
Yeah, I kind of wrote it with the idea of it being a concept album. I just didn't like want to push it too heavily. Like, it's still like the lyrics and the songs, like if you read it together, like it's a story, but it's not like, you know, it's not like really, it's like you kind of have to like really read it to understand like what the story really is, you know.
Would you willing
It's kinda
to
more abstract.
delve into the story?
I mean, it's basically a story of starts out as a man who's like a tyrant who, like, you know, selfish, you know, wanted to do all these things, ends up dying, going through the stages of hell and like becoming like a demon and becoming something like that he thought was never real, and then by the end of the album just embracing it, and it's like all hell the fallen king. It's just like, okay, that's who I am now, and this is what's up, you know, that thing.
Okay. And your vocals on the new record sound different from Desolation of Eden. I'll be honest, on Desolation of Eden, it almost sounded like they hurt or something, just because they were so, like, especially the highs, they were just so guttural. Did you like improve your technique or something in between?
Yeah, I mean, it never hurt, but just over like touring and just learning, just doing shit with my voice every day, you know, it's just eventually I got better at it, and you know, I started warming up and like becoming comfortable with it, and then when we recorded My Damnation, that was like the style that I was comfortable with. It was like the style that I could like make loud and like more pronounced and more just like pissed, you know, like more consistent rather than like choppy and shit, you know.
Yeah, and these are all exhale screens, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. And how do you keep your voice in shape on the road?
I do a lot of the Melissa Cross warm-ups, but I've been doing them for so long that I kind of add my own little like touch to it. And I just kind of do that and then go on stage. I usually try to warm up a good hour before we play. Doesn't really matter though, you can warm up anytime during the day as long as you don't fall asleep.
Okay. And as far as the album itself, I had asked him about how it was written, and sort of like if there's any pressure after following Desolation of Eden. But is there anything you want to say specifically to fans about the album?
I mean, it's just, you know, like we were nervous like with any album, but like My Damnation, we had like something on our shoulders. We're like, okay, with Desolation of Eden, it was kind of rushed. Like there's only like really like 4 or 5 new songs. Like we redid some older stuff, and like a couple of them were just instrumentals, you know. So this new CD was like an actual like full CD, all brand new songs, like kind of throwing in like a newer, like mature, like twist to it. Like since we've all just been getting older and just better at what we're doing, and I recommend it to any fan who likes metal or even Chelsea Grin, you know.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for doing the interview with us today.
No problem, man.
Thank you for doing the interview with us.